focus. Power overwhelming.
Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remaster. Today it's going to be Mini and a RoyaL. Here on what? It's going to be Neo Sylphid, a great map. It's a 2023 replay sent to me by RJB. Top side, it's going to be a white Protoss. It is a Mini, and in the bottom left, it's going to be RoyaL, ASL champion RoyaL, who changed his name from Sorry, then immediately won an ASL. It's a famous story. I'm sure you know about it. But it is getting further into the past all the time, man. The inexorable march of time. So it's going to be, again, a PvT, which means there are going to be tanks. There are going to be vultures with spider mines. There are going to be zealots and High Templar and dragoons, which are the backbone of the Protoss army in pretty much every matchup. Right? PvP, PvT, and PvZ. Once Dark Swarm comes out, I feel like dragoons lose their place. But other than that, man, whew, dragoons are good. Range up, range down. Well, shoot up and shoot down. Good range there, especially with a singularity charge upgrade. And yeah, you know that. So we got ourselves a barracks coming up and a gateway coming up inside the main bases of Mini and RoyaL here. Gas right here. So it's going to be a singularity charge upgrade before the expand here. For Mini, just wants to pressure RoyaL here. And based on this placement here, I feel like... Oh, never mind. Ha-ha! I feel like we're not going to expand, but expand we did. Gas? No? Alright, so we've got ourselves a 1 Rax expand, bunker at the front. No scouting going on for either of these players. And yeah, thanks RJB for this replay. There we go. So gas is on the way here. And we got a Dragoon on the way at 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Singularity charge on the way. As I said, we're scouting with a Dragoon. Okay. Scouting bottom right, where there is no Terran. SCV also scouting bottom right, where there is no Protoss, other than a, a single Dragoon. Do you think he thinks that Mini is in the bottom right here? No. No, he does not, because he sees a pylon and a Nexus warping in at the top side, the 12 o'clock side of Neo Sylphid. Woo, factory already done. Second factory here. We got ourselves 3 SCVs to 3 Dragoons. And an engineering bay on the way here, because Reaver drops are super popular here on Neo Sylphid, especially because snow does them. Right? Do whatever the most popular Protoss does, if you are Protoss. And the same thing with Zerg and Terran. Pew, 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 pew. And there's a tank. Woof. 2 volleys from these 4 Dragoons would take it down. And yeah, so we got ourselves an Ion Thrusters. Not siege mode, as I would do, but hey, RoyaL says I can get rid of these Dragoons simply with good micro. And, yeah, I guess you can. And then 3 tanks. Bam. Hiding underneath a barracks. You cannot target stuff underneath a barracks here. Oh, maybe you can. So excellent micro here to keep these tanks alive. And Mini says, I don't hear any sieging going on. Ow. Missile turret sniping that observer. Mini having to be very, very careful now. Third base on the way. Robotic support bay on the way. I was hoping that would be a robotic support bay. Man, hit that like button if you're excited to see this PvT, man, on Neo Sylphid. It should be an excellent one. Good so far. Just a standard opening for both of these players. And whoop, a little bit of a delineation for this robotics support bay here. So throwing down spider mines while there's an observer parked overhead. 2 Dragoons dead. We got ourselves a couple of vultures dead. But I don't think we've seen a siege tank die. 0 kills, and 2 kills are the kills for these 3 siege tanks. Siege mode on the way. And cutting off that pursuit Well, that attack path here for RoyaL is Mini's Dragoons. And again, Dragoons are so good. Not so good that they can take down like 20 siege tanks all by themselves, but you know, good. Siege mode, run. Run. Run, Mr. Dragoon here from the siege mode. Command center on the way. The third are going to take it here. And I think, maybe we're not going to see a nexus here. Because again, tank positions, you know, Terran on this map. Dragoons clearing out those spider mines as they are wont to do. And where is our shuttle tech? Where is our Reaver tech? Here it is. We have found it. Shuttle speed's on the way, not done yet. It does take a while to get there. So we're just going to swing on out into the dead airspace on this map, then make a beeline down towards this natural base. There's nothing to stop this shuttle from unloading a Reaver inside this mineral line. There's a turret that will get some shots off on our yield shuttle, but other than that, should be a pretty safe to unload. There are no tanks. I just lied. There are 2 tanks here, but they're not sieged up, and they're moving out. So this is beautiful. Out of Mini, not ready for this whatsoever, is our guy RoyaL. He's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll unload a Reaver right here. And oh, 2 SCVs go down. Could have been worse on a Sunday morning, but we'll allow it for now. Jukin Vultures responding here. Zealots. I guess we're attacking. I was attacking a factory for a minute. Dude, 4 Vultures go down. Nicely done. That's a hit. That is not a hit. Brr. Sometimes these scarabs, man. Sometimes they don't hit when I think they do, and vice versa. Trying to get another shot on that tank. Ah, tank 2 hit points. What? I cannot believe that sucker's alive. And then back down again. And then another Reaver shot, this time into the mineral line. God, gets caught up on the minerals for so long. It doesn't actually kill any SCVs. Bonkers stuff. That tank takes 2 hits from a Reaver shot. But again, running away from the Reaver makes the Reaver shot do less damage. It is a weird quirk of StarCraft, but these guys know it up and down, backwards and forwards. And a couple SCVs died, some Vultures died. Really nothing too damaging here from RoyaL. Does buy some time to get a 4th base down this right side, which is pretty rad. 3rd base of RoyaL's been running for a hot minute. It's got 58 workers to 68 probes. And a Forge coming in for the Protoss. So, going to come down to what? How do we deal with tank lines now? We're into a position where there's going to be a lot of tanks. We can't just move into this no matter what composition we have. So what we're going to do is probably going to go for shuttles. We already have shuttle speed, right? Shuttles, zealot bombs, storm bombs here. We could get carriers on this map. It's not a terrible carrier map. There's this big wide open area in the middle where you can't hide your carriers at all. But this is a place you can kind of hide. This is a place you can kind of hide, right? And, okay, Reavers unload, take down a couple siege tanks. Reaver shot. Oh, tank count whittled down. Everybody died, though. Reaver and shuttle got wiped out there, but Mini busting up into this position. It's a really hard base to do attacks with these Dragoons, but the Reaver drops were insanely good. And all of a sudden, our guy RoyaL's in an immense amount of trouble. These tanks are sieged up, but they can't run in that situation. That said, the Dragoons decide not to engage. They're going to one volley down SCVs. They're going to kill as many of these units as they can. A Vulture does go down here. SCV's trying to perform a citizen's arrest, helping these siege tanks. One goes down. Another one goes down. He is resetting the tank count. He is trading out Dragoons for these tanks like an absolute Chad. That Mini is good stuff from him today. This has been a fantastic opening from him. He's reset that tank count to 1. Pretty sure SC... Okay, 78 to 54 workers. How does Mini not just win here? Well, he took a spider mine hit. Didn't kill that Dragoon again. Like, spider mines and Reaver shots, kind of the same thing. Sometimes they'll kill everything, and sometimes they'll kill nothing. It's very weird, the physics on that. But, excellent job, man. 82 workers for the Protoss. 4 bases. 3 basing Terran with 57 workers. Not exactly what he wants right now. Expanding down here is probably a bad idea. Expanding down here seems like a finer idea. Usually Protoss will take this main base instead, yeah, for their whatever it is, 5th down this way if they spawn on the top side. Generally the pattern on this map, and I'm sure that RoyaL is aware of that too. So we got a Templar Archives getting fired up from our friend Mini. Gonna go for some of that Psy Storm, maybe a little DT action. Would never say no to that. There's now a turret inside the mineral line of the natural base. There wasn't one earlier. But we got to shut that down. We got to shut down future shuttle shenanigans as we do. So, Plague's getting fired up. Psystorm on the way here as well. Vulture scouts this 5th base down the right side. 2 vultures, my apologies. Little dudes inside those vulture bikes wearing their purple jumpsuits today, looking very fancy. Single Wraith on the way to help deal with these shuttles that have speed and have kind of been a thorn in RoyaL's side today. Big upgrade for sure. And is that... Oh, did I say Plague? Tell me I did not just say Plague there. It's been a long day. I meant Scarab damage. It does look like Plague, to be fair. My brain just looked at the production tab, read out some stuff that I thought was up there, and ouch. Might have to post that onto the social medias. Just a Falcon calling Scarab damage Plague. Definitely not the same thing. There are no Zergs in this game. Spider Mines to try to deal with incoming drops. Zealots absorbing the shots. Okay, great. Wraith shows up. Okay, I don't care what other plans we had. There was a Reaver in there. Run! We must keep it alive. Shuttle gets wiped out. It was empty. The other shuttle does get saved. Dragoons show up to try to deal with it. We're getting Cloak for Wraiths, friends. We are not just getting regular old Wraiths. We're getting Cloak for sure. Mini get expand again. You got 2,000 minerals in the bank, dude. 178 supply. Expand again. Okay, now this is where Mini needs to be careful, right? Because I cast a game between Flash and Stork on the live stream last week. I believe it was day number 62, a Thursday. If you want to go back and watch it, I bookmarked all of the VODs of the live streams. And there's a Flash versus Stork match at the very start of the stream that was very similar to this. It was a PvT. It was Flash versus Stork. And the Protoss got in there, killed some tanks early, kind of slowed Flash down a little bit, killed some of his SCVs, some more successful Reaver connections, and then went for a major attack into a big old tank line of RoyaL, of Flash, in this situation that I'm talking about. And yeah, he had Storm, he had speed lots, he was shuttling those guys in, he was trying to do Zealot bombs. He lost so much. He was up like 20 supply, and then he was down 50 supply by the end of the fight. And then Flash just rolled him from there. It was just a very clinical, like, roll up here, kill this, kind of work on killing this, kill this at the same time, and then we killed this base, and then we killed these bases, and then Stork was dead, so not too surprising, right? Oh, it's 3 Wraiths. He's investing fairly heavily into Wraiths. Dude, 2 Vultures go down there. Are you kidding me? Vulture gets behind this mineral line. 5, 6. 6 kills on that Vulture. Obs does get picked off. There's a backup Obs here, though. So the Cloaked Wraiths are not going to be invisible. Trying to make sure this base doesn't happen. Trying to make sure this base doesn't happen. Trying to keep RoyaL on 3 bases for as long as Protossly possible, while the 6th base gets saturated here from Mini. So, I mean, this is what we're looking at, right? This is how you play PvT. You expand a bunch. You try to delay or deny the 3rd base and the 4th base of the Terran. And then you try to make good engagements here with shuttle drops. Sometimes going into carriers doesn't look like something we're doing here today. But Mini has the option to do it whenever he feels like it. I'm serious. He could do it now if he wanted to. He could do it in 10 minutes if he wanted to. It doesn't really matter. You just got to be careful the Terran doesn't come and kill you during the transitionary phase, because it makes it a little bit hard to get up to carriers when you lose 3 to 4 bases. Yeah? Yeah. All right. Everything is so cool right now. Another base for Mini. RoyaL, 3 base in it. 2-1 upgrades on his mech. Dragoons coming in here again, having much less success than they did the last time around, as there is a flank of Vultures here causing all sorts of issues for these Zealots. And the Dragoons can't get up that ramp on their own. And a little bit of a Psystorm did get tossed down. How on earth? Where it? Okay, we did drop a couple High Templar up here. Get a little bit of Storm off. They get wiped out. Trying to make an Archon onto the field. No, that's not going to work out for ya either. So, EMP getting fired up. Another base. Ooh, Mini's taking this now. Because he's like, you know what? It doesn't matter at this point, right? He scans, sees this army parked up at his 3rd base, potentially. If this base dies, so what? I've got every other available base on the map except for this one and this one. So Mini's way ahead here. This group, not having the best of times. Probably just going to die in this position. He's going to try. He's going to try to shut this thing down. Taking out Vultures with these Reaver shots. Getting hits on tanks would be better. But getting out of range of the siege tanks as much as they can. Reaver backed into a corner. Pretty good Reaver micro here. Unloading, reloading, unloading, reloading. Hoping the Reaver will shoot when it's supposed to. Goliath chases this dude away, the shuttle away. And now the shuttle's going to die. And the Reaver dies too without getting another shot off. Like I said, sometimes Reavers do not shoot when you would ask them to, very politely. It is the nature of the Reavers. Vultures do the same thing sometimes. Dragoons, it's a quirky 1998 game, folks. That's what it is. But yeah, I mean, Mini's got a bank. He's got 200 supply. He's getting scanned. He realizes, okay, this base is here. No base is here. Coolest possible stuff. And a fourth base is now rolling. Although, again, Mini delayed it as long as he could up to 17 minutes. Which is pretty all right. It is a ship weapons upgrade coming in, though. That cybernetics core is running. We could see an attempt into carriers here from Mini. Let's take a look. Let's swap that production tab as we continue to get in here and storm these tanks. 2 storms to kill a tank. Dragoons will finish up a bruised tank lickety-split, as can be. And this is just good trading. This is great. Not many Dragoons are dying quite yet. These tanks are sieging up now inside the third base. They will fire across this little wall. And it's not even a wall because you share vision on it. It's so weird. It's just a weird... I don't even know how this works. It looks like it's high ground, but it's not. It looks like it should be walled, but you can see over it. It just is like this little 3-inch lip that prevents units from walking over it for some reason. I don't understand. Kidder and Amulet coming in. Still no sign of anything else. Is that another scan? It's a scan. He scans and sees the cyber core is running, but also scans the other bases. Doesn't see any sign of carriers yet. So I think this is a mind game out of Mini to make RoyaL think carriers are coming and maybe just reduce his tank count a little bit, just so it's a little bit easier for this gateway composition to get in here and take down RoyaL. Charging in again. Zealots leading the way. Kind of split a little bit. Yeah, I don't know about this engagement from Mini. He's getting some good storms off, but not really on the tanks that he needs to. This is a pull-out situation. Yeah, he's got to fall back. This is not going well for him. He does kind of get out of siege tank range a little bit and then falls back a little bit more, hoping the vultures get in here and cause some problems. And by golly, there's another base from RoyaL. So, I mean, even if you have as many bases as Mini does, if the 5th base comes up for the Terran, you are not a happy camper at all. Unloading here seems like a really bad idea. Like, extremely bad idea, so they don't. They try to... Oh, gotta unload now. And the High Templar does not get a storm off before Spider Mines blow him out of existence. Yikes. Bit of a fail drop there. RoyaL, 191 supply. Mini, 174 supply. This is too much of the map split in half. The constant scans. Checking for Stargates. Checking for any sign of carrier transition. There is a Stargate in production. We can see that in the production tab. Where is it? It's got to be down here, right? Yeah, okay, it's up here in this corner. Does this get scanned? No. Is he going to go Fleet Beacon? Is he going to go Arbiter Tech? He goes second Stargate and Fleet Beacon. Okay. So, yes, he is going carrier transition. Going third Stargate and carrier transition with 100 gas in the bank. Not a huge gas bank at all. We're 20 minutes into this thing, and I'm not sure that RoyaL's really made a concerted move out yet. But this might be it. This might be the time for him to move out as one would do. Vultures getting on top of those cannons. Is there enough, though, to take this base down? He doesn't even have to get the tanks on the low ground here, or outside of the 3-inch incline, I guess we should call it. Because it functions like high ground, but it's not, for whatever weird reason. Sylphid, strange map. We just send the vultures in to kill this thing. I guess a couple tanks come at the end to shut it down. They've got +3 attack. They're pretty strong. They can take down buildings now. +2 attack is done for Mini. We'll probably never get a +3 attack for the ground units, as carriers are going to have to be a thing. Mini has enough money to start building carriers and enough supply to start building carriers, and does fire one up during that sentence. So, let's see how good the Goliath Micro is going to be here from RoyaL. He's got Wraith Tech, though. He already has Wraith Tech and Cloak for those Wraiths. I mean, every Terran player at this stage of the game has Wraith Tech. It's a starport with a control tower on it, right? To go for that Cloak. You don't even need the control tower for the Wraiths. It's a pretty low-tech unit. It's just, do you want to use it? Do you want to make another starport, quite possibly? Do you want to go ahead and snipe out this science vessel? No. Excellent. Okay, Ob's getting sniped out. High Templar 1, High Templar 2. High Templar 3 getting sniped. Nope, Spider. Oh, it does get killed by Siege Tank shot, though. Sieging up. Trying to engage into this. Trying to buy time because he's heading down to the carrier tech. And if RoyaL gets down there and destroys the carrier tech, before there are that many carriers to defend it, it's going to be a tough road to hoe here for Mini. But RoyaL's playing this so patiently. Just, you know, come engage with me if you want, but I'm going this way, sir. He's also taking a 6th base, which is Bananarama. It's a cruel summer indeed now, at least in the southern hemisphere for Mini. I guess Korea's in the southern hemisphere, right? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, geography is failing Falcon Paladin. What hemisphere is North and South Korea in? Maybe they're in the northern hemisphere. I think they get snow, which indicates they're pretty far in the northern hemisphere, right? Whatever. This base is going to die. No saving it unless the carriers make a heroic charge over here and save the day. How is there only one carrier? I feel like the man, he's got 4 Stargates. I'm not feeling that he has 4 Stargates. He has 4 Stargates. This is so frustrating for a Protoss to watch, right? This is so frustrating. You got up to 8 bases. You took every base that was available to you. You delayed that 3rd base or the 4th base for a while, and then he expanded here and expanded here, and there wasn't much you could do about it. Now he's caught up in economy. He's got 70 workers. You have 58. It used to be flipped, and then he's making 17 zealots at a time. You know, I don't see any vultures in this group. I kind of like the idea of 17 zealots at a time. Right? Siege tanks don't do well against zealots. Goliaths do okay against zealots, but not nearly as well as the vulture does. So it's like this tiny baby group of carriers. There's 2 carriers out. He hasn't even given this one interceptors yet. What is happening right now? Is this replay broken? What is Mini doing? He's got a 10,000 mineral bank. I guess he did just fire up 17 zealots. Uh-oh. Replay totally busted. These guys should be moving. Quick! Rewind the replay. Just a little bit. See if we can fix it. Man, it's a 2023 replay. This isn't even that... Not even that big. Okay, so he does come pick off reinforcements here. Excellent. This base looks like it is still dying. Hey, more carriers are here. So yes, he did actually make use of the Stargates that he has. He's getting a carrier capacity upgrade. He's actually building interceptors on the carriers this time, so this is fixed. So this base is dead. These probes are dying all over the place. This base is dead. These zealots are trying to do something about it. Good luck with that, guys. And Mini does have a bank, but it's not nearly as big as it was. He's really just more mineral or gas starved than mineral starved here. Protoss shoving the Terran back a little bit. Apparently this command center left to go here. That sounds like a lot of what happened. Didn't actually see that on the minimap, but that is the nature of the casting sometimes. Okay, so this base probably needs to get replanted. This one probably needs to get replanted too. Mini making carriers, making DTs. Terran does come down this way, but can't quite get into this main base. He does kill 2 bases while he's down here. Storm drop it across the universe. Beautiful storm. Another one goes off. 3 kills there. This guy's got 2 kills, and it is an Archon merge in the base. This is actually problematic for the Terran. I don't like that for him at all. This base dying. This base never getting replanted, which is probably a good idea. This is getting intense, but guess what? Carriers are going to join this party. This one vulture cannot kill an Archon as it's morphing in by itself, but guess what? All of these other vultures can. He's too fat. No, he's not too fat to get out of here, but he dies anyway because the vultures do full damage, so the shields as everything in the game does. Okay, now the carriers are required to defend their own homeland here. That is way better. We've got 6 carriers here. Both players are maxed out. Both players are building banks. The carriers waiting for additional interceptors, I assume. Yep. Still producing more and more interceptors here. Some of them are very low. Waiting for 2 more carriers to show up. Very patient. And then a counterattack into this 5th base. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th base? Counting is hard. 6th base. This one Dragoon is blocking the ramp. Get out of the way, big guy. Come on. Ugh. There's not enough time for you to get stuck on this ramp. Mini. Okay, he moves the Dragoon. These siege tanks siege up on the low ground to try to defend this base at least a little bit. That's terrible. Carriers trying to get shots off. Goliath count is ample. There are three upgrades on these dudes. That's +1 on the attack. +2's finishing up soon. And this base is slowly getting killed, but tanks are coming to respond to this. High Templar trying to storm these SCVs. +3 Dragoons trying to take down a command center before the tanks show up and ruin everything. Is that a science vessel that got killed? That's a little bit sloppy from RoyaL. Don't like that very much. This is a scraptastic game already. I mean, we're 26 minutes into it, so it's more scraptastic than Flash and Stork was on the stream. I can promise you that. Ooh, these tanks are left unescorted by a big Dragoon or a big Goliath army. Dragoons escorting the tanks would be weird. This one Dragoon can't handle all these vultures by himself, it turns out, no matter what kind of upgrades you have. Zealots have to engage with it on some level. Carriers going to town here. Alright, carriers. How many Goliaths are there? A lot. They can't get body shots off. An EMP does get tossed down on the carriers. I saw that one hit. Didn't hit all of them, but it hit, looks like a majority of them. Mini retaking this base just below his main. The vultures appear to have been helped, or rather held off, and retreating down to the south here. More Goliaths being added all the time because more carriers keep getting added all of the time. Building interceptors day and night, night and day. Important stuff. Mini's taken this base and this base, which this one's probably going to get canceled because a siege tank showed up. You know, siege tanks love doing that stuff. Does save the base with a nice little attack up into this base here by Mini. I don't have any idea what number that is, but it's a lot. What is purple down here? No, really, what is purple down here? Is there something behind this tree? Oh, there is. There's a spider mine behind this tree. Wow, that's an early warning system for where the carriers are showing up down here. That's cool. RoyaL trying to take down this base that just got saved. All of the Goliaths known to man are here, as the carrier count is getting a little bit insane. Sniping SCVs is a good idea. Trying to snipe the command center would also be very good. Killing command centers is an excellent use of your +2 interceptors, sir. And he does take it down 3, 2, 1, and bam. And probably time to get out now. Although, having this high ground position, the Goliaths don't want to engage. Zealots jumping on your dudes is a problem too. Hey, the tank position is going to take down this Nexus for a second time today. This base gets canceled, or maybe it was attacked. I don't think it was. +2 is done on the carriers. They're working on a +3 attack here, the Mech 3-3, because it's just one set of upgrades for Terrans in this matchup. You technically can go Marines and stuff, but you don't usually give them upgrades because the game's going to be over by that time, unless you're Light. Light and Snow, an incredible game sent by RJB earlier this year. If you missed that one, check it out. But yeah, is this a Happy New Year cast? Is it New Year's Day this is posting? I don't know. If it is, Happy New Year 2025. Hope it's a good one. I don't know what to expect. All right, siege tanks going after this bottom right base. Carriers wiping out an already defunct command centerless base anyway here, trying to be insanely cost effective as you do. D-Matrix on the Dragoons. Not on the Dragoons. That'd be a mistake. On the tanks as the Dragoons shoot directly at them. High Templars storm it up. 1 down. 2 down. And the Goliaths coming in. Ooh, they catch the carriers a little bit out of position here. But the carrier's on the move. The carrier micro is good. Zealot's trying to buffer away so you can't get direct shots on those dudes. Yeah, carriers back and forth, in and out here. Goliath's trying to get shots off while getting hit by Dragoons and whatnot, and Zealots and everything else. More carriers joining the party here. It's 162 to 142 supply. Mini's up. His bank is gone. If these carriers die, it's over. But these carriers are doing a great job hanging out on the high ground here, forcing a lot of scans out of RoyaL, and he lost a couple bases for ComSat. So Science Vessel providing a lot of vision over here, too. Probably should snipe that Science Vessel. He's not doing it, but okay, there we go. Now we got it. Now see how the carriers are inside the darkness. And from the darkness they come. Excellent. So, Mini's on 1 mining base. RoyaL's on 2 mining bases and 1 total gas. Whereas it is 2 total gas from Mini, so that helps a bunch here with his carrier play. 157 supply, not enough money to make that many more carriers. He's throwing his money into High Templar, and that +3 attack continues. RoyaL's trying to take this base just outside of Mini's starting location. That is bold. I gotta say, that's a bold situation. Obvious, that's an overlapping storm. That's not great. Obviously, the carriers are going to show up and shut this thing down, as they often do. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Command center down. This might just be a mini win here. Protoss fans somewhere being happy about this game. The carriers do tend to be insanely cost efficient. EMP dodging with none of... Wait, maybe a couple of the carriers dodged it. Hard to say. They're stacked up. They're not perfectly stacked up. They're not taking all of the same EMP damage as the other ones. Goliath, low ground. Once again, they do have vision this time, though, because that command center and those SCVs are providing the high ground vision. So you see, can't hide up there. Archon, blah, 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 getting down there. He's got kills. He's got 2 kills. Blah, blah, blah. RoyaL running. Even supply is not great for the Protoss, except for the fact he's got carriers. Then it's totally fine. I think a carrier just died. I did hear. That's an 11 group of carriers, man. This is as hefty a carrier group as you're going to see in 2024 or 2025 in the current meta. Dark Templar trying to save the day. High Templar trying to save the day. Vultures are too shifty for that. Not allowed to happen whatsoever. This is, man, do we have to epic tag this game? What a PVT, sir. RJB knows how to pick him. Another command center goes down. Are there like 2 command centers left? 3 command centers left for RoyaL now. Oh, 4. He just built this base, which is fine, I guess. And it's just non-stop carrier micro all day, every day here. Vultures trying to do their ever-loving best, jumping on top of this base that, I mean, RoyaL tried to take it, then Mini took it, and Mini lost it a couple times already. A couple probes absolutely died. There aren't that many bases. 30 probes is not that big of a deal. 37 SCV is not that big of a deal either. Observer checks to make sure this base is happening. Dude, RoyaL, this is so big for RoyaL. This is so big for RoyaL that he has this base. It's basically a new one. Not brand new, but newer than his other bases for sure. Carriers do not have high ground to fall back to, so you'll notice stutter stepping in, getting body shots off on this carrier in particular, and 2 hit points on that. I think it's alive. Building some shield batteries up here maybe might not be a terrible idea. This base is going to get mined out. The production capabilities are sort of a big deal more than anything else for Mini here. Vultures being as active as they can be, throwing spider mines down, trying to pick up, you know, High Templar as they might run around across the map, trip them up, explode them, that sort of thing. Carriers sniped up. Another command center down. Carriers recognize this because of the observer scouting, and it's a position that Mini seems to like, right? With a low ground Goliath, they can't get up here. The vision provided by this refinery is a problem. He should probably take it down, but also he wants to keep the pressure up, right? He does, yes. Vultures, making sure you can't long distance mine out here because the probes can't really go out there without dying. Nexus lives, yeah, but it's taken a lot of hits. I'm not sure if this Vulture's responsible for all of them, but dude, Mini sending the carrier group into the main base of RoyaL. What a bold maneuver here. He's trying to kill every command center that exists on the map, and then what do? Then you go Dark Templar, and then there aren't any comsats available, and then the DTs win. Oh my gosh, there's not a base here. There's a comsat. There's 1 comsat remaining. Carriers killing a factory, slowing down the production capabilities of a Terran player who's on 1 mining base. I don't think he needs all those factories, but hey, it's all good. Yeah, comsat dying, Dragoons coming in instead of DTs. It'd be very cool. This base died. I don't know if this got killed. Nope. Did not get killed entirely by a Vulture, but it was a siege tank that showed up and helped with it. Without a doubt. Boy, yeah, this 128 to 89 overall supply total here for Mini, plus he has carriers. He should win this game. Taking all the factors into consideration here, supply count, income, how many carriers there are, and how many Goliaths there are, this should be one of the final battles. Although a carrier does get target fired directly, probably the one that we saw that was injured earlier. A little bit of Psy Storm going down here. It's so hard to watch Goliaths die because they're covered in bees before they die. The heckin' bees. Causing all sorts of problems for our man, Mini. Command Center getting repaired, but also gonna die, right? I mean, one more big volley of +3 interceptors. It doesn't matter. These Goliaths are out. The carriers can do whatever they want now. One carrier did just get sniped, but that's the end of it. This base is down. RoyaL should tap out. He doesn't have any money left. He's at 60 supply, and Mini with a successful carrier transition that RoyaL scouted out. RoyaL totally saw it. He scanned that Cyber Core, saw it was working on +1 air, and was like, yeah, no, we're good. We're totally good. And that's it. RoyaL GG's out, fails to successfully account for the carriers. And the carriers getting a lot of work done here. 14 kills on that one. 14 kills on that one. 17. Can't tell because it's building interceptors. 15. 5. 17 again. Yeah, I mean, we're looking at some really, really highly effective carriers. Some of that is SCV kill. Some of that is Goliath kill. Right? The upgrades were good. Carriers were at +2 plating, ship plating, and a +3 attack for those interceptors. And yeah. Just a nice back and forth there. This base got killed several times by different players. Mini tried taking this once and then was like, okay, it died, never mind. Never took this one again. Never took this one again. RoyaL tried to take this one 2 times, died both times. And yeah, I mean, there's, I think, one command center left for RoyaL in this game. Not exactly ideal. Not how you want to do this. And he tried. He tried with the Goliath micro as much as possible. I'm really kind of surprised he didn't go into Wraiths at all. He already had Wraith Cloak. I was expecting him to bust up a hit squad of Wraiths, maybe try to snipe that OBS, right? Take that OBS down, take it out, and then the carriers are helpless, and then they all die. I'm not even sure if there's an OBS with this army. Just kidding, there is. There's totally an observer right there. But only the one, right? Yeah, only the one. I mean, once the Cloaked Wraith started showing up, he'd make more OBS, obviously, but that first time, you come snipe the OBS, and then pow, 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 the carriers all die. That would be maybe enough to win this game from there if you're RoyaL, but in the end, the carriers were too much. Protoss getting that win. What a nice win from Mini. Hit that like button if you enjoyed it. 334 to 294,000 points in favor of Mini. He outproduced the Terran. He got outkilled by the Terran by a tiny amount. Structures raised 50 to 33. It's a bloodbath on the buildings side of it today. And then Mini outspending RoyaL by a solid 21,000 resources in 37 minutes, which isn't quite enough except for the fact that the carriers did a ton of killing for him. Right? He was as cost efficient with his units produced and kill number about as much as RoyaL was. If you can be as cost efficient as a Terran player is and then outspend them by 21,000 resources in 37 minutes, you're probably gonna win. So that's a GG, and that's going to be it from me. This has been the Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw, what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thanks for hanging out, and you take care of yourself.